Next, we're going to look at layer blend modes. And so first we're going to open a couple of images. So we'll go File, Browse and Bridge. And we'll open Blank Sky and Orange Sky. So we have these two images. We're going to take the orange sky image and we are going to copy it onto blank sky. And so Command or Control A to select all and Command or Control C to copy, and then Command or Control V to paste on the new image. Duplicate the background layer. I'm going to turn off the orange sky layer, make sure my background copy is selected, and I want to select all of the sky here. So I'm going to use my quick selection tool and just draw around, and you see it gets a nice even selection. I'm going to select Refine Edge. Refine my edge. I'm going to smooth it by 1 pixel and feather it by a 1/2 pixel and select OK. And now I'm going to select my orange sky layer. Let's turn it on and go up, and I'm going to create a layer mask. And so what we see here is a pretty good masking in of the sky. That was a pretty simple one to do, but we're not just masking in the sky here, we're wanting to look at blend modes. And so right here in the layer panel is a drop-down menu for the blend modes. And as we go through the different blend modes, we're going to see how the orange sky image interacts with the original sky from the blank sky image. And we can see as I go through all of these different options how sometimes it gets lighter and darker, more saturated, less saturated, as you go through all of the different options. And so you can take what was just a completely cloudless, clear sky and give it some dimension, even using a colored sky like what I had. Now, that one looks pretty good, luminosity. And I can give it a little more realism by reducing the opacity. And so you can see the before and after. It just adds some dimensionality. And that's what blend modes can do for you. They can allow you to overlap layers and create different effects through the interaction of the images. Now, this is just one of the places in which blend modes can be found in Photoshop. You can find blend mode menus throughout Photoshop in other areas as well. On page 297, you can see the interaction between various blend modes and how they affect their images. Whenever dealing with a blend mode, it's helpful to think about colors on your layers as being made of 3 parts. You have your base, which is your background image. You have your blend image, and then you have your result. And the result is the overlapping part, essentially this white part of the layer mask where the two images are interacting with one another. Now, the various types of blend modes have different ways of interacting. If you go to normal and dissolve, you can see these are broken up in the blend mode menu by different categories with these little lines. Normal is the default blend mode in Photoshop, and essentially all layers created are automatically set to normal. And what normal does is all the pixels in the normal layer at the top block the pixels in any layers below. In dissolve, what you see is a semi-transparent blend mode that allows a spray of dots that give kind of a grainy effect when selected. So you can somewhat see beneath to the image below. In the darken blend modes, these blend modes have the power to darken or burn the images. So when you apply them, the base and blend colors start to compete and the darkest color wins. So you end up with a darker image than what you started with. The neutral color in this category is white, and that means that white has no effect on the blend at all. Now the next category is lighten blend modes, and these blend modes are opposite of the darken blend modes. So black is the neutral color, and it disappears in almost all of these blend modes. And these blend modes are going to lighten your image when used. The next set of blend modes is the lighting blend modes, and those are overlay, soft light, hard light, vivid light, linear light, pen light, and hard mix. And essentially the lighting blend modes do a little darkening and a little lightening to increase contrast in the images. Their neutral color is 50% gray, which doesn't really affect the result color, it just disappears. The next category, difference, exclusion, subtract, and divide, are comparative blend modes, and they are actually very disruptive to the image. Black is the neutral color in these blend modes, and they have a lot of effect. And these blend modes are usually pretty noticeable when used on images. And at the end, there's the composite blend modes. Essentially, these relate to the color and luminance values within an image, and depending on what colors are in the layers being worked on, Photoshop will apply one or two of these values to produce a resulting color. And so you've got hue, saturation, color, and luminosity. These blend modes do not have any neutral colors and are extremely useful because they can be used to change, add, or intensify colors. There is a lot of information on each individual blend mode that can be found in the chapter from pages 297 through 308. As you're going through and looking at the different blend modes, it would be good for you to refer to the book so that you can see what each individual one does. Now you're going to go and combine a couple of images and apply a blend mode yourself. So you're going to go to your chapter 7 folder, and you are going to select the black tea JPEG and the flame JPEG, and you're going to add this flame to this black t-shirt. And then you're going to change the blending mode of the flame to where the black box around the flame and all the black becomes invisible. And you need to make it look as natural as possible, like the flame was actually already on the t-shirt. Once you've selected an appropriate blend mode and blended it in to where it looks natural, then you're going to save this as 7F, your last name, underscore black t.psd in your chapter 7 folder and turn that in. Once again, please make sure you're turning in Photoshop files and make sure to rename your layers all the time.